There are hundreds of career opportunities out there. How do you make a career choice when you don't really know what you want to do? Does it seem like an insurmountable task? No, it's not. But yes, because you will have to put some time and energy into making your decision, but your effort will be worth it in the end. Today, we are privileged to listen to a short roundtable discussion with Mr. Arifin Mahmoud, Corporate Support Director of National Aquaculture Group in Saudi Arabia. With him are young managers who wants to know more about career planning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you for spending time today for us to discuss about career planning. Farooq is here with me, Harold, and Hassan Al-Asmari. So I think the best way to go is to open for you to ask questions, and then we'll start the discussions after that.
Yeah. Should I like to ask, before we start learning about career planning, I want to be clear with the difference between career planning and job.
I think it goes back to the question of what is a career plan and what is a job. If I may say, a career plan is similar to a life's journey. It is a journey. It is a journey to a destination. And it's for you to define what that destination is, and the career plan is to take you there. A job is the stops that you have during the journey. So you may have many stops.
Why do we need to plan our careers?
Why do we need to plan a career? Going for a journey is always important to know where we want to go, because only by knowing where we want to go that you can have the necessary planning, necessary preparations to get there safely without getting lost along the way. So career plan, many people misunderstood. They think that career planning is only for university graduates. But career plan can happen any time in your career, in your life cycle. It's a continuous process. So if you are in the university or in school, that's the best time actually to start your career plan, because you need to associate the subjects that you study with what is it that you want to be. Who do you want to be? So again, the question that we need to ask ourselves in planning for a career is not what do I want to be? It's not the what. It is who do I want to be? So it is not whether I want to be a teacher or I want to be a doctor. Who do I want to be when I'm 30? Who do I want to be when I'm 40? Who do I want to be when I'm 50? Who do I want to be when I retire? And you start planning when you're still in school. When we say who, it is not about getting. Our focus is not about getting there. Our focus is about being there. So you start with the end in mind. Just like Stephen Covey says, you start with the end in mind. So you visualize, how do I feel? How do I want to feel when I wake up in the morning, when I'm 30? How do I want to feel when I wake up in the morning when I'm 40? Who do I want to be associated with? When I look up from my computer, who do I want to see? Do I want to see doctors around me? Then I work in the hospital. Do I want to see students around me? Then I work in the university, be a lecturer or a teacher. So it is about asking who do you want to be? And then once you have that in your mind, you can plan, what is it that the job that I'll take along the way to be successful in my career?
Can we not just take the jobs as they are?
You can, because sometimes the directions is a long destination, and sometimes you think that you already know where you want to be. See, and a job may come that was not in your plan originally. By considering that job as it comes to you, it may open up new interest, may open up new discovery about yourself, and you may branch into a new career. As a personal experience, I started as an engineer in my career long time ago, 1983. I started as an engineer in Texas Instruments in Malaysia. However, After 1 year, I realized that my interest was not actually working with the machines. I want to work with people. So therefore, I started to think about changing my job. So I went to talk to the HR director in the company. I said, I want to understand your job. What do you do? And I was 26 years old at that time. So what is it about your job? What do you do? So having a mentor, having a role model is also very useful. So listening to him, the way he described his job made me more interested to take HR, human resource, as a profession. It started from there. So therefore, from the time that I recognized I want to be in HR, I started to do the plan. So although my graduation was in applied physics, I took up post-degree course, diploma in human resource management. So part-time for 2 years, I was studying every weekend to study a diploma in human resource so that I get new skill. So the thing again is about when we start the career planning, the first starting point is to understand yourself. It starts with you. To understand your values, what motivates you? Is it money that motivates you? Is it job security that motivates you? Is it your family? Or is it your social contribution? You need to know your motivation, your values. You need to know your interest. Are you interested in scientific research? Are you this type of guy who is interested to work in the social community setup? Are you interested in creative field? Are you interested to work with others, to stand in front of the audience? So you need to know yourself, your values, your interests, your strengths. What are your strengths? Are you good with computers? Is that your strength? Or are you good in organizing? Is that your strength? Or are you good in the kitchen to cook and to work with the ingredients? So you need to understand your values, your interests, your strengths, your weaknesses, your hopes and your fears. What makes you, what do you fear in life? What makes you very optimistic in life? Those are also something you need to consider. And you need to understand what is happiness means to you. Is happiness getting a lot of money? Is happiness seeing your family happy? Is happiness being able to contribute to the society? Once you understand yourself, then it is easier for you to go to the next step. And what is the next step? Is to explore the career options. So look around you and say, what are the career options that is natural for who I am and for who I want to be? Once you identify the career options, it will be very useful if you can find role models. People who are successful in that field, go and talk with them. Consider them as your role models. Understand what does it take to go and to be who the person is, you know, and again, define your own success. Somebody's success may not be your success. Define your own happiness.
Thank you for explaining the career plan and also the job. To be a successful career, what are the factors to be considered or will be critical and to be taken into account?
If I may, use the three categories of considerations into looking for a job. Yeah, it may help to answer your question. I will draw to illustrate. There are jobs we know that we love doing. There are jobs that we love doing. So, love doing kind of jobs. There are jobs that we know it's easy for us to do because we have done it before, it comes naturally, so it's easy for us to do. Okay, I've seen people who are successful, I've seen people who are less successful. This again underpins the importance of career planning if you can do so when you're still in school, when you are at the college, when you're going to university, when you are at the university, so that you already know yourself, you already know what you want to be, and you can relate your major, your degree, to help you to get to where you want to be in your career faster and easier because you already studied. You already have the academic qualification in that field. The constraint is not yourself sometimes. The constraint is with the employer. Because if they are looking for people, for example in finance, to be an accountant, the employer will specifically be looking for people with qualification in accounting. So having an IT will not qualify you for that, even though it's something that you want to be. So therefore you will have to go back, restudy accounting to pursue your new dream. So it's important therefore, if you know that you like to be in finance, you want to be an accountant, to know it when you were still in school, so that you can start majoring in the correct line. Having said that, there are certain careers, certain jobs that is not restricted, less restricted by the qualification. I studied applied physics. I'm now in HR. You studied what is it?
So computer applications.
Computer applications. You're now in HR. You're doing remuneration. So there are some certain kind of jobs that is less restrictive by the qualification that you have. But the foundation that you have in studying already prepare you in terms of using the logic, using the analytical skill, problem solving, and has prepared you to understand that working hard is an important factor in success, because you have to work hard to pass your degrees, you also have to work hard to be successful in your job. So those are the fundamentals. So it is not impossible, it's possible.
And the person is the one driving the career.
These three factors are driving your career. You don't want to be alone and only consider what you are doing without taking into consideration the financial rewards of it. Because realistically, to be able to sustain your lifestyle, to sustain your family lifestyles, and to support your children's education, you would need a job that pays well, but you love doing, and you need to continue to upgrade your skills so that you have more options with the job that you can do that is still in line with your career plan. I keep saying your career plan because career plan takes into consideration, I remind again, about your values, your interest, where you want to be in the social, in the community, and your relationship with you and your family. Because if you want to work overseas, for example, outside of your home country, you need to remember you have other stakeholders there. You have your children, you have your wife, and you have your family. So that has to be also be taken into consideration in planning such career plan. Whether they'll be supportive of that, whether that will be something that's also good for them and not only for you.
What all things I have to work hard? I want to accelerate my career to be in a different speed.
Very good, very good, very good. I hope everyone in employment, doesn't matter at which stage of employment, keep asking this question to himself and also to his boss. Because once you have the desire to upgrade, or the desire to improve, then the answers will be there, will be coming. But first you have to want it. You have to have the will to want it. I will illustrate with my drawing sketching here. If this is where you are today in your career, so this is how today. And you want to upgrade in your career. You want to be somewhere. You don't know yet, but you want to be somewhere. If you know what that somewhere is even better. If you don't know, then you need to go back to the second step that in the career plan. That means what do you need to do? You evaluate, this is you evaluate the opportunities. What are the opportunities for you with your skill and your experience? In your current organization, what are the possible jobs at a higher level that you can consider yourself to be candidates for? Outside of the current organization in other companies, in the community, what are the other possible options? Like which companies would you be interested to work for? Outside of that community, maybe in the region, are there other countries that you want to go and that you can pursue career opportunity? So this is you and trying to explore. Okay? First, you need to do that. Once you know this is within the organization or outside of the organization, doesn't matter. And you want to be there. And that place that you want to be, say for example in your case, what is that? What? You want to be a HR director. You want to be a HR director. Okay? That is a very critical first step. Because you know now where you want to be. By knowing where you want to be and where you are, then you take the next step. What is it? It's making an assessment of your strengths and your weaknesses. As you are today, what is it that you have strong points in, and what are your weaknesses? Okay, and you compare this. What is the requirement of that job? So if you can find a role model, somebody who is already successful in that role, and then you go to him and ask him what are the requirements to be successful in that job. Then you can compare this versus that. Then what are the next steps? Is to close that gaps, assuming that you have gaps. So where you are and that, you need to close that gap. By understanding that gap, you can also set up a realistic target when you would like to be ready for a HR director's role. And it is very important for people to understand. Your current position is the best opportunity that you have to prove yourself, to achieve, and to prepare yourself for the next level and the next level. I like this quotation, I cannot remember by who. It says, go as far as you can see. When you get there, you see further. When you get here, you see further. You stay here for 3 years, you say, no, I don't want to be a HR director all my life. I want to be something else now. I want to see you and be a CEO or corporate director. Harold has been quiet. You have a burning question?
No, I'm learning a lot.
Yes? Mr. Hassan? So know yourself, step number 1, to know yourself. Step number 2 is to explore the career options. Step number 3 is to do some research. And one of the most effective ways to do research, from my experience, is to find role models that are already successful in that particular field. To assess again the gaps between who you are, your strengths, weaknesses, and the requirements of that job, and then to take actions to fulfill those gaps by training, by undertaking assignments, by talking to people, self-learning, attending courses, etc., etc. Yeah. So yes, we have covered quite a few things, starting with the questions of career planning, jobs, and so. With that, I thank you, and I hope it is as useful for you as it has been useful and will be useful for all of us, inshallah. Thank you. Thank you very much.